Hey world, today we are meeting a legend. Hey guys, it's Jetner for La Question du Jour. It's Friday, hashtag Fridrack. Welcome back in my show. And as every Friday, it's RuPaul's Drag Race. And I am so excited to talk about legend. Because she is a legend. Miss Sherry Vine!
Hi.
How are you?
I am so good, how are you?
Mwah, mwah.
I have not been on Drag Race, sorry.
What? How dare you?
How dare I? You're gonna have to put in sound effects of my heels.
So how's that possible? You've never been on RuPaul's Drag Race? You don't need that.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's not a matter of needing it. It's just, I think it's very young.
And she's
Not young.
So you started drag in 92 in LA.
In LA, yeah, exactly. 1992, 25 years.
Yes, in this one act play, right?
It's kind of started with the one I play, yeah, actually.
And so what was the name of it already?
Sorry, wrong number.
So, and before that you've never done drag?
Well, I did it for fun, and I did a couple little things, but I didn't. It was just for fun. It wasn't like a thought of, oh, I'm going to do something with this. I would go out and drag. I was roommates with Candace Kane, and we would go out and drag just for fun, and then I started doing a couple little things for other, like in other people's shows. Someone was like, oh, you should really like do something. And the first thing I did was this song, Black Coffee. It's this torch song. And I was like, no one wants to see some skinny boy sing this torch song. So I created the character Sherry Vine in order to like kind of sing that song, and it kind of just was like, oh, well, maybe I can do this play, and maybe I could play this part, and that's how it kind of started.
So how did you create your own name?
I was roommates with this guy Gary, and he was a friend of mine, and he actually was the first. He did my wig and makeup and everything the first couple times I did Sherry Vine. And it was just, he was like, I was like, I need a name. And he's like, I need something.
That's better.
Yeah, I need something kind of like, you know, I don't want to say white trash, because that's, there's a lot of Sherrys out there that aren't white trash. But just, I needed something that sounded kind of like ex-showgirl. He was like, Sherry. I'm like, Sherry. Sherry's great. It was just Sherry for a long time. And then someone said, you have to drive up Vine Street and look at this apartment building. And it was called The Sherry, and it looked like this crack whorehouse. So I was like, hi.
There it is.
There it is, Sherry Vine. Not so exciting.
You've been doing drag for more than 20 years now. How do you see the drag in 2017 compared to what it was in the 90s?
You know, it's funny because people ask that all the time, and there's not really a huge difference in terms of there are talented queens and there aren't. I mean, certainly in the 90s you had this renaissance of drag in the early 90s, because literally like in the span of 1 or 2 years, it was like me, Varla Jean Merman, Hedda Lettuce, Shaquita, Mistress Formika, Aphrodite, Lena, Candace Kane, Jackie B.
So that was like a small circle.
This explosion.
Yeah.
Sweetie, like all these amazing talented performers, like the kind of this renaissance, I call it. And there were people some of them danced and acting and singing live, and it was like this whole kind of like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then there's a span where you just every once in a while have someone come along. And then certainly with Drag Race, it kind of created this new explosion. And what I love is seeing these new queens that are like this queen named Jan Sport. She's brand new. I'd never heard of her, and she sang live. She was lip syncing, doing something. I was like, oh, this is cute. And then she opened her mouth and started singing.
Whoa, I wonder what you'll do when I am not around. Now that your new love has up and let me down. I never, but I did the one to say goodbye. You get out and stay out and taking back my life.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And there's like so much talent, and that I love. I'm not a big fan of someone who just throws a wig on and thinks that they're funny or fierce or whatever because they might look good or whatever. It's like, I like, but I am inspired and I get excited when I see a new queen that's like, oh my gosh, she's so talented, yay!
So do you think like RuPaul's Drag Race helped people and the culture to accept it more than back in the 90s? Or
God, look, for sure. I mean, I remember I moved to New York and I was living in the East Village on Avenue C, and at that time,
yeah, I guess.
it was like, so sketchy, and you couldn't get a taxi, and I didn't have any money. I'd have to walk to the Pyramid, which is on Avenue A, but it was a really sketchy 2 blocks.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, girl, go. And the people would be like, not nice. And then, like 93, I think RuPaul Supermodel came out.
I have one thing to say. You better work, bitch. You better work.
These people that were yelling like faggot and stuff were like yelling, you better work, work, bitch. And I was like, it was just made this huge difference, and now RuPaul's done it again.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, a lot of people might say, oh, they don't like how it's become maybe homogenized or commercial, but I feel that, I love that because I feel like it's my responsibility as an artist to keep it edgy and new and fresh and exciting and drag, and you know, that's my job.
Yeah, exactly, and you do it well. You can see Sher on YouTube, you can see her on the web, like everywhere.
Port Authority.
Port Authority, on Atlantis Cruise, like everywhere. You were a few days ago in Nashville.
Tuesday at Therapy, and every Wednesday is my solo show at Industry.
So go there.
Yes.
Like, because you need to see her.
If you like songs about poop and dick.
And you're really well known because all of those parodies, right?
I mean, that definitely, oh, yes. Yes. I mean, it's kind of fascinating how I've been, like I said, I've been doing it for 25 years, so I had, you know, 12 years, like 15 or 16 years of drag before YouTube. But the amount of people you can reach on the internet from like one video on YouTube is infinitely more than you can reach with, you know, 15 years of performing around the world. It's madness. So.
What is your most popular videos at this time? Do you have any?
Well, definitely the Gaga stuff. And then I guess my most recent hit was I did a parody of Ariana Grande's Side to Side with a friend of mine, and it's really silly and dirty. And that did pretty well. Sometimes one will get like 2,000 and the next gets 400,000. It's like,
what?
no rhyme or reason.
It's random, like, you never know.
I did, I think, a really funny parody of Vacation, and it's me as Ivanka, Melania, and Kelly Ann Conway.
Yeah.
And it only got like 2,000. It's really fun. I think it's because, you know, the song is old or whatever. Doodly-doo.
The new season of RuPaul's Drag Race is back. Yeah. What do you think about it so far?
Well, I mean, I'm so excited because I have so many friends.
Yeah, Peppermint is one of them.
And I love Alexis Michelle's a really good friend. I adore her. She's so sweet. Peppermint's one of my best friends.
You just released a video with her, right?
It's not coming out. It's coming in May.
It's coming soon.
It's coming soon.
Ooh!
It's coming soon. It's
scoop.
Really scoop. It's big. It's epic. It's done.
Awesome.
It's ready to go. And so we're really excited. But we did a parody of Gaga and Beyonce's Telephone together, and that was a big hit.
No, not again.
Hello, hello, baby. I have only got one call. I have been arrested and am in a jail cell. Can you make me moan, please?
You have been a very, very, very bad, very, very bad girl.
And I'm really good friends with Charlie Hides, and I know James Mansfield and Aja and such. So it's like the seat is even like.
Because you have such an amazing career, do you think you would still do the competition, or that's something you don't want to do, or you met RuPaul a few times?
I wish they had it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
15 years ago. I mean, I would have killed to get on that show. And so it's just kind of like, I mean, of course, who doesn't want to be a TV star and who doesn't want to make that kind of money? That would be great. I'm not, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like I don't feel like I'm too good. I'm not at all. I mean, I'm still struggling to make money to pay rent every month.
I think it's not a fact like to be too good, or it's just like to challenging yourself maybe, and maybe it can be scary, or...
No, I'm absolutely not afraid of falling on my face at all. I mean, I would be kind of like, I just felt like, I mean, this season was a little different because Charlie Hides was on there.
Yeah.
And we have kind of the same age and have been around the same amount of time.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest fear, I think, is like, oh my god, how am I going to compete against some 22-year-old who can do drop splits and stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just geared, I feel it's very geared towards a young queen and a young audience, and so I don't know if there's a place for me or not. But that being said, if they had like, okay, we're going to have the senior citizen season, and have like, you know, Barla and Jackie and Hedda Lettuce and Shaquita, then I'd be like, let's fucking go. I would love that, and I think it would be a fun competition. Yes. We're all friends, and I would love to. I'm not scared of competition, no.
RuPaul, that's a message for you. Okay.
Yeah, they've heard it.
In '93, actually, you did something with him.
Yes, her Christmas special.
Yeah, so how was that? How was to work with him back in the day?
Oh my god, well, it was thrilling because I was the baby, the new girl on the block.
I think it's tic-tac time again. Neely? Where are the tic-tac? Neely! Where are the tic-tac? Where are the tic-tac? Neely, there are any tic-tac! Why aren't there any tic-tac? I want a tic-tac! I want a tic-tac now! You get me a tic-tac now!
And they were all, the cast were just people that, the top drag queens of New York City at that time, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this, and it was really exciting.
Do you have an inspiration?
I draw inspiration from many, many different sources, but Carol Burnett is the one, like the beacon of light. That's my big, I'm always saying to myself, what would Carol do? Like if you said, oh, if I was cast as something and I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure what to do with this, what would Carol do?
Why is she your inspiration?
She was just so funny in a physical way. Not really like in a stand-up comedy intellectual way. It was very physical. And she wasn't scared to look funny or unattractive and then look glamorous. And she was a character actress. And I really consider myself like a character actor.
Next week we're gonna host Ritzy Bits.
Ritzy Bitch!
She's beautiful and...
she is beautiful. She's like 12.
What would be your question for her?
Well, gosh, I just am dying to know where she got that name.
So, Ritzy Bits, where is your name coming from?
Where is it coming from, bitch?
Last week, Marty Good Cummings. Marty Good.
Okay.
She's new, like, you know, she's a debutante.
I love her.
She has a question for you.
How do you feel about being labeled an icon and a legend?
Well, I never sit around thinking that.
But you are.
I appreciate that, and it's an honor. I can't answer that like in a way of like, well, it feels like this, because I don't sit around thinking about it. So I don't know.
But you have to know that there's a lot of queens that respect what you're doing and you're inspired them.
I love that, and that's the greatest honor. I mean, really it is. And I know that, and I feel the love, and it's a blessing. But I mean, when I sit around here by myself, I'm like, oh girl, why aren't you doing more? You can work harder. And I have like a book of ideas of things that I still want to do. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like writing stuff down like, oh, I would love to do this. I've never done that before. And so in one way, I kind of feel like, okay, yeah, I can pat myself on the back 25 years and I'm still doing it. And on the other hand, sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm just starting.
Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, you feel excited
I don't-
all the time and you're
Oh my
like...
god, I would never want to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Ever.
What's next for Sherry Vine?
Oh, I have so much. I'm leaving this weekend to go to Cancun to do the Atlantis Resort, which should be fun. I've never been there. And starting the end of May, I have a lot of shows and traveling in Europe, like literally a month. Part of it's with Peppermint, and then part of it
Nice.
on my own. And I'm literally going all over. It's like 9 cities, and I just can't wait.
Yeah, that's
gonna
gonna
be
be
fun.
exciting.
Yeah.
And in 2012, you did this TV show.
Yes, she's living for this.
Yes.
That was.
Is it gonna be back?
Well, it started on Here TV. You can see it now on Hulu. I think Amazon Prime
Yeah.
and Comcast. If you have
Awesome.
Comcast.
Yeah.
And Josh Rosenzweig, who is my creative and business partner now, still, who I've worked with for 27 years.
Thank
He
you.
was the producer and director of that, and we are trying to bring it back. And that is my big dream, because that show that was the most fun I've ever had in my whole life.
Why?
I mean, it's like a Carol Burnett variety show,
Yeah.
and it was just totally modeled after that, and got to work with so many different amazing guests and musical guests, and it had numbers and dancers and comedy, and everything that we wanted to do, they were like, yes. So we're
that's-
like, oh, I want to do it again.
So if you're watching us and you have a lot of money, bring it on the table. You can see Sherry Vine's information in the description box down. Thank you so much
My pleasure.
for having me and for having us today. I wish you all the very best and I admire you. And thank you so much.
Thank you, merci.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Thank you, baby.
I'll see you next week. Can you say la question du jour?
Je chante en français.
Ooh.
La question du jour.
See you next week.